So if you're just starting out in No Man's Sky, like I just redid, and you've followed the storyline enough to repair your ship, get it all the way up to its hyperdrive, and maybe put a shield on it or whatever. And you've put some extra equipment on yourself. Maybe you got a new multi-tool like I did, or you're still working on the other one. They're not too hard to find or save up for. Just by scanning a lot of stuff, you'll make a fair bit of units. And then one of the first upgrades you'll want to buy with the nanites you get from uploading those units will be an S-class scanner. And then the units that you make from scanning stuff from that point on are ridiculous. And you'll be able to buy a lot of the materials that you need to keep making more upgrades, like the wiring looms and all of that crazy stuff. So what about your base? The game makes it seem like it's kind of important. It sort of is at the beginning, but not stupendously important. I wouldn't worry about the aesthetics at this point unless your plan for the game is to be a base builder. I would build like what I just did, 2x3 wooden box with a door and maybe a ramp to get in the door more easily. The biofuel reactor unlocks for free as part of the storyline, I believe, or digging up the salvage units doesn't take too much work. The danger of this thing is that if I were to go to put oxygen in it, it will take all of my oxygen, and then its power on time will just be bigger the more that it puts in. So you have to like really carefully organize your inventory if you only want this turned on for a minute or two. So I'm gonna dig up some more salvage modules if I can find them to get my solar panel so that can be on permanently. But yeah, from that point on, or from this point on in the game, you have a ton of options. But as far as moving this base goes, do not come up here and delete your base unless you have the old base computer. There's also, with the base computer, when you go into your log and click on base computer, sometimes it'll give you new things by going up, and there'll be different options and it'll give you a new thing. It just gave me the storage container, which I'm not going to worry about for another little bit. Otherwise, collect all of the goo that you find in buildings and hold on to your rusted metal, because the goo eventually comes down to runway mold, and then the runway mold turns into nanites. Hooray! It's a 5-to-1, so not bad. And then the rusted metal becomes ferrite dust, which you need a fair amount of, and then you don't have to like blow up quite as many rocks. You won't find a super nice planet for a little while, so either building a base like this or hiding out in a cave. I don't know if I have one nearby or not, but the caves will keep you safe from the storms and provide you with a lot of the materials that you're gonna need anyway. Oh well, a little bit of a cave with some water, which I will probably drown in, but will it keep me safe from it? Yeah. But yeah, if this didn't have water in it, it would have rocks where I can get my cobalt, and sometimes cave marrow, which refines down into your sodium to keep you even more safe from the storm. But yeah, so how do you move your base then if you don't like the planet that you're on? Well, it's actually pretty darn simple. I'm just gonna get inside my base to be safe. Power up my life support. So whenever you're looking at something, you just go into the build menu. Sorry, can't talk today. And then hold the button that it says is for delete, and then press the button it also says for delete. See, I just got 40 carbon for that wall, and oh, a wall costs 40 carbon, so sweet deal. Sorry, I'm still used to the old controls of hitting A to build. Oh yeah, and then you can change the color too. Cool stuff like that. But yeah, so instead of deleting from your base computer, just delete, hold it all in your inventory and carry it with you to wherever you want to go. You want to have, like, I would say 3 to 5 of these guys pretty much on hand at all times. One maybe sitting in your base and 1 or 2 in your inventory is probably pretty good at the super early point of the game. But after that, you have a good couple of choices of what you really want to do with the game. I'm going to fly up to the space station, and we will talk about one of them. So once on board space station, you have actually a couple of options, not just one. You can use your galactic trade terminal here to buy and sell different things to make money, get the resources you need to do any more upgrading that you need to do for yourself, or maybe for your base if you want it to be a little bit nicer. And on the other side, you actually have a room in here. Not sure how many people are aware of this or not, but it always has a second galactic trade terminal in it, and it'll have most of the same stuff, but there's usually like 2 or 3 things that are different in it, so it can be kind of worth checking out. And then of course over here we have upgrades for yourself, your ship, your exocraft, and yourself again. So there's your actual exosuit, and then just the multi-tool. One of the first things you'll want to get is an S-class scanner module, which I believe this guy has one. Yeah, it kind of looks like a microprocessor symbol. Scanner module S. To get the nanites pretty easy early on in the game. Scan like 3 or 4 planets worth of stuff. Go into your discoveries, and once you've discovered something new, you can actually upload it, and you'll get nanites for it. So there was a quick example. 6 nanites, whoop-dee friggin' do. But if you've done like even half, 3/4 of a planet's worth to 2 or 3 different planets, you'll have enough for that upgrade. I'm too busy making this video to do it right now, so I will be doing that later. But yeah, so that's a good way to get money or units and nanites, is scanning the crap out of everything with the S-class upgrade for your scanner. Otherwise, you can wait in here for new ships if that's what you want to do. There's a way to crash the market by, I think, like buying from there, and then you sell to the guys down here at a better price, and whatever. There's YouTube videos for that if you want to check that out. So that's if you want to go, darn it, the merchant route of things so that you don't have to mine for things. I will get into mining a little bit later for those that are interested in playing the game that way. Otherwise, this guy will always give you missions. These will boost your rankings with the Viking and some of the other groups or whatever, and give you units and nanites and sometimes other things for your rewards. So yeah, it'll increase your ranking with the life forms or with either of the 3 guilds by doing any of the different missions. You'll get this boosted up, which will help you on your Atlas journey later in the story. So these guys are pretty good to do early game. The missions are pretty fun and simple. There's also this guy. You can trade in your navigational data for other maps, and you can do it in bulk or in singles. Oh my gosh. Is my starship full too? Let's move you to my starship. I was just coming here to sell a bunch of stuff, so sorry for that. There we go. So then, yeah, you get your planetary charts. They will say inhabited outpost, secure outpost. There's one about alien structures and one about distress signals. So they'll all take you to different places and do different things. The ones that are the security outposts will eventually lead you to a manufacturing facility where if you like crack the code, solve the riddle, whatever, you'll get more crafting recipes that way. It's the only way to get all of the crafting recipes, so this guy is actually kind of important. Once your rank is high enough with some of the guilds, you can talk to this guy and he'll send you on either different missions, or they'll usually say they don't have a mission for you right now, but here's a gift in compensation, and the gifts are not too shabby. So there's a lot of play options through that way where you don't actually really have to worry about mining too much. The other thing to do would be to be a space pirate. That's basically flying around looking for frigates and fleets and shooting them and collecting all of their stuff, blowing up asteroids when you get attacked, fighting back, hunting down bounties, all that kind of stuff will get you a fair bit of money and some resources pretty easily as well, again without having to worry about doing any mining. So that's kind of why I said base building early game isn't super crazy important unless that's actually what you want to do with the game, is just build really nice bases, you know, find a nice planet somewhere someday and settle down and build an awesome base and call it good, or whatever, build lots of awesome bases. If that's the case, you're going to want to focus on a few things in the Nexus, which is where we will go next. So, we've reached the Nexus, and there's a good couple of things we can do here. The most obvious one, the one everybody's talking about nowadays, is coming onto the Nexus, coming here. You can do missions for Quicksilver, units. Sometimes it'll give nanites, sometimes it's like 2 different gifts instead of just the launch fuel or just the mind control device or whatever. The Quicksilver ones are really good, and these are they're rare ones, so you'll only see them every once in a while, so they usually give you a bit better rewards. You saw there it was like a little over $500,000 to do it, so I might go back and actually read it in a minute and see what it is and then do it. But yeah, with the Quicksilver missions, you'll earn that Quicksilver that's up here, and it'll allow you to pay for all of this stuff. So as soon as I get 1,000 Quicksilver, I'll probably be buying these boots, and then getting back to helping everybody reach tier 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 so we can unlock the whole set. Anyway, yeah, there's it's mostly decorations and new gestures for you. That's pretty much everything else that's in here. Just extra goodies, basically. So yeah, that's another thing that you could be focusing on instead of mining or base building, if they're not stupendously important things to you. But if they are, then you're probably going to end up spending a lot of time in here. Mostly right here. Because this is where you get all of your decorations and your power stuff, all the different pieces you can build with for like large room, small room, whatever. You'll want to talk to this guy quite a bit to get some of these. The glove is really good. The translators are not too bad, especially if you keep going with the knowledge stones and talking to aliens and doing missions. The more words you know, the easier it gets to start solving the puzzles on the little machines. These just basically give you bonus time outside in bad weather, bonus time underwater, slightly better shield. You'll move faster with these. So yeah, you'll want to talk to him a bit, but your S-Class upgrade modules are really good for your exosuit as well. If you plan on shooting a lot of animals and sentinels and you want something better than your mining gun, you'll want to come in here and look at some of these. Maybe play around, watch some other YouTube videos. There's at least one out there that talks about all the weapons and what they do and their pros and cons. But I'd recommend trying out each one at least once to see what you like and then kind of stick with it. And then you'd want to focus on these. The personal shield is just a force field you can throw up in front of you. Makes fighting sentinels slightly easier. The combat scope lets you zoom in. Not really necessary for any of the weapons, but can be somewhat handy. The survey device, if you're going to get into mining where you're actually putting down the mining units, then you'll want this. Or if you want to power your base with the power generator instead of solar panels and batteries, you'll want this device. If neither of those things are a concern for you, you don't need to actually bother with it. This guy always has a weapon here, and it's different every system that you go to. And then remember too, that's an upgrade spot for your suit, which I probably can't afford right now. Not even one in there. Okay, I must have bought it already. But there's usually one in there that you can buy for more storage in your suit. That'll be back every system. So your Exocraft guy, my personal opinion, he's basically useless because the Exocraft are basically useless. They're a lot of fun to drive around, but if you upgrade your movement modules in your exosuit enough, so stuff that looks like the jetpack, you'll be able to get 3 in your general slot and then 3 more S-Class in the technology spots once you start up opening these. And those 6 S-Class movement modules will make you move actually faster than your Exocraft, and you'll take up less fuel doing it than trying to keep your Exocraft fueled up. And that's even with a fully upgraded Exocraft. So, yeah, they're fun and they're cool, but not necessary. So I'm gonna go and have a sit somewhere and think about anything else I can talk about to add to this video. So yeah, I don't think there's really actually much else to say other than play around with the different styles of play, see which one you like the best, and stick with it and stay focused on the things that you need to be good at it and to be getting better at it. If base building's not your thing, then don't worry about it. If it's totally your thing, focus on it. Right? If all you want to do in this game is just explore, I would follow the storyline for a good little while as best as you can. Save up for a nice explorer ship, get really focused on the hyperdrive aspect, find a ship with all the good slots and then get all the hyperdrives you need, and then the S-Class upgrades for it, and then you'll be able to travel all over the place, and you won't have to worry too much about base building if all you're doing is touching down on a planet and scan, name things, upload it, carry on to the next world or whatever. And then whatever your thing is, if it's what you love, do it and love it and enjoy it, and don't let other players be like, oh, you should be doing it this way instead because my way is better. No, it's just have fun playing the game, and if somebody wants to be a space pirate and needs help being a space pirate, let's have the space pirates help them be a better space pirate. Know what I mean? And then the rest of us who aren't space pirates just be like, okay, have fun being space pirates, like please don't hurt or blow up other players. Space pirate the computer characters, the NPCs. And then we should all have a good time playing No Man's Sky together as a community. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Y'all have a good day, and we'll catch you in the next video.